We are reading Oliver Twist, and we are on chapter 14. And my cat is now in my lap. She likes this story. You can see her cute little face. Elmo, look. Look. Look at the camera. Okay, chapter 14. Nancy meets Rose. The night after the meeting between the monks and the Bumbles, Bill Sikes lay on a dirty bed in a poorly furnished room. He had not shaved for a week, and he wore an old dressing gown. He was ill and had been affected by bad luck. Fagin had come to see Sikes and Nancy and talk to them. "Where were you, Fagin, while I was lying ill all week?" Sikes asked, a little irritated and snappy. "I went to London for some work," said Fagin. "I need money," said Sikes. "I will send it to you with the Artful Dodger," said Fagin. "No, that may not work out," said Sikes with deep distrust. "The Dodger may forget to bring it, and he may spend it on himself, or on the way. So Nancy will accompany you to your place to get the money." Nancy was in Fagin's house waiting for him to count out the money. Just then Monks arrived. Fagin and Monks went to a room upstairs, and Nancy secretly listened from behind the door. When Fagin and Monks came downstairs, Nancy was putting on her shawl and bonnet and preparing to leave. She took the money from Fagin, but did not even look at his face. She was overcome with shock and fear at what she had heard from their conversation. Nancy returned to Sikes' house looking pale and gave him the money. "Why are you looking so pale?" Sikes asked. Nancy tried to act normal. That night, Nancy dropped some sleeping powder into Sikes' drink. So Sikes dozed off to sleep soon after he drank it, and then she put on her bonnet and her shawl, and she left. She went to the luxurious hotel in London's West End. "I would like to meet Miss Rose Maylie," she told the doorman. Seeing the poor woman's dress, the doorman was reluctant to let her in. "I must meet her," Nancy insisted. The doorman asked her name and the purpose of her visit, but Nancy did not want to mention that. She looked with desperation at the housemaids who had gathered there. "Can't any of you have pity on me and pass a message on my behalf to Miss Rose Maylie?" One of the maids took pity on Nancy, and she asked what the message was. Nancy said that she wanted to speak to Miss Maylie alone on an important matter. Though Nancy had been brought up on the streets and had lived with criminals, she had possessed pride and self-respect. When she met Rose, she told her how the hotel staff had tried to prevent her entry simply because she was a poor woman. She insisted that if Rose had not met her, she would have missed some very important information and would regret it later on. "I am so sorry if somebody has treated you badly. Please tell me why you had wished to meet me so urgently," said Rose in a kind voice. "I am the girl who dragged Oliver back to Fagin's den," Nancy said. Rose was rendered speechless. Nancy said, "I have come secretly. The people in Fagin's gang would kill me if they knew I was here." And she paused, and then she said, "Do you know Monks?" "No," replied Rose. "He knows you, and he also knows you are here. I came to know you are here only because he mentioned it," Nancy said. And then she continued, "Soon after Oliver was left with the two robbers for the burglary of your house, I started having suspicions about Monks. I had overheard a conversation between him and Fagin. Monks had seen Oliver by chance with two of our boys on the same day when Fagin's gang first lost him. Monks had recognized Oliver as the boy he was searching for, though I don't know why Monks was searching for Oliver. He said he would pay Fagin a large amount of money if Oliver returned, and an even large amount of money if Oliver could be turned into a thief. Monks saw my shadow against the wall, so I had to move. Otherwise, I would have known why he wanted Oliver to become a thief." As Rose listened, she was so overcome with shock that she shuddered. Nancy went on with her narration. "I had overheard the conversation between Monks and Fagin during their next meeting, and Monks was delighted when he said that he had thrown the proof of Oliver's identity into the river, and that the old nurse who was present during Oliver's birth had died, and there was no more proof left of Oliver's parentage." Nancy paused and continued. "Monks then said that he would now have everything Oliver inherited from his father's will safely for himself, but it would still be fun to watch the boy become a thief, go to jail, or be hanged." Rose could hardly believe her ears. There was more left of Nancy's narration. She said Monks would kill Oliver if he didn't get caught. Since he could not do it, he would at least keep watch that his younger brother, Oliver, did not take anything of his father's property. His brother, Rose exclaimed. Yes, Monks and Oliver are brothers. Sharing this information, she prepared to leave. Rose asked Nancy, But why do you want to go back to that wretched den? If you will let me call a gentleman from the next room, he will be capable of taking you to a safe place. But Nancy was adamant to return. But what use will this information be when you are gone? Tell me where I can meet you if I need to, said Rose. If and whenever you need me, said Nancy, you should come to meet me alone and not tell anyone where you are going. I shall meet you every Sunday night from 11 until midnight on London Bridge if I am alive. Please take some money so you can live as an honest woman, Rose said, and she was about to give her some notes. This act of kindness and generosity from Rose touched Nancy, but Nancy refused, and tears glistened in her eyes. Not even a penny, Nancy said, and she disappeared into the darkness of the night. And that is the end of chapter 14.